Well, hello again. Project time. I have Ellen here with me. She's going to help us out because she's a little better at this than I am. So, we're going to do a really fun project in the next week or so. We're going to make graduation cards for Sydney Reeder, our graduate from Redeemer this year. And we're going to show you what to do, explain to you what to do, and get you started, okay? All right, so the first thing you're going to do in your packet, Stephen made these up for us. You had your supplies in there. Right there was a piece of white cardstock. So that white cardstock is going to get a hamburger fold. Got it? Okay. Now, first job, or you can do this, actually can do this in any order that you want. Ellen and I'll explain it, and then you can choose your order. On the front of the card is going to be a decoration. You're going to decorate the front with only construction paper. Only what?
Construction paper.
Yeah, that.
And glue to put the construction paper down.
Well, yes, that'd be a good, or some, yeah, that's a good idea, Ellen. All right, so just construction paper cutouts on the front of the card. Now, Ellen's going to show you how she did the cutouts because she's so much better at it than I am.
All right. So there's two things that I like to cut out when I make these cards. I like to make a cap and gown. So the gown, what I do is I start at the top and I draw kind of a smiley face shape, not a big, super deep smiley face, kind of like a shallow smiley face. And then I come down 2 lines coming out to start the sleeves. I bring the sleeves in with more shallow little smiley faces and bring them up. And then I come down with long lines to make kind of the dress looking part of the gown. And then I come and seal it at the bottom. And then the other thing that graduates at RCA wear when they are graduating with their gown is a stole. And the gown is green and the stole is gold. And the stole kind of looks like this. If you draw 2 lines coming down and then they come to a point at the bottom, and 2 of those will go on top of your gown. So I made one, and it's kind of small, but let me show you. So here's my gown. And then the stole pieces would get glued down on top like that. And then the other thing I like to make is the cap. And the cap has 4 pieces that I usually cut out. The first one is a big smushed down diamond. It's gonna be short and fat and smushed down. And then underneath that is just a long, short rectangle. So let me show you that. So here's my short, wide rectangle and my smushed down diamond. And the diamond goes on top of the rectangle to make the graduation cap. And then you can also cut out with yellow a tassel and a cord to attach the tassel. And the cord is just gonna be kind of a long, skinny, curvy piece. And then the tassel has some little stringy bits at the bottom. Let me show you that. Here's my tassel.
It'd be easier if you come over top of it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So here's the cord, and then here's the tassel that goes onto it. Yeah, maybe you do come over, Stephen. So there is my cap and gown, made of construction paper.
Okay, now pull your pieces all the way apart so it can just show that's what your different pieces will look like. And then that one you made a little cap.
And I made a tiny cap to go with my gown. Some people like to do a small cap and gown to go on the front of the card, and other people just like to do one big graduation cap. So you can do whatever you think would look nice. But there is how I do my construction paper cutouts.
Now, I want you to have freedom to be creative, boys and girls, but if you're not sure about what you want to put on there, let's talk about it before you do put it on there. Remember, though, that it just has to be cut out of construction paper. Okay, so then on the inside of your cards, you're going to have 2 parts. On the left-hand side of your card, you're going to choose a Bible verse. And I'm going to link some good choices, but also moms and dads can Google this. Just Google appropriate Bible verses for a graduate. There's tons of possibilities. Or boys and girls, just put your favorite Bible verse in there if you would like to. And put a note on there to Sydney and say, this is my favorite Bible verse. And that'll mean just as much to her. Whatever you say will be okay. But I did that. This is the verse that I chose to put in the card. So that will go on the left-hand side, and let's pretend Let me see, let me make a pretend card. So all the pretty stuff is gonna be on the front. And then I'll glue this over here. See that, I might need to trim it a little bit more, but that would get glued down there. And then you have freedom on this, boys and girls. You can print and do your fancy scrolly letters, all those fun things we do at school. And you see how I tried to do a little design around it. And just make it nice and neat. Remember, it's a gift to Sydney, so you want it to be very nice, okay? Now the next thing is on the other side, on the right-hand side, you're going to write a personal message for Sydney. Now I'm gonna send this to Mom and Dad. I gave you a small word bank here of some words that might go into a graduation card. Graduate, graduation, congratulations, hard work, and then I said that again because it is hard work to become a graduate. College, good job, proud. There are lots of other words that you can add into there as well, but hopefully that will get you started. Then here's my example of a little letter to Sydney. Dear Sydney, congratulations on being a graduate this year at Redeemer Classical Academy. You have worked very hard and everyone is proud of you. I will pray for you when you go to college. Love, Sally. And then you'll nicely and neatly glue that down here. Now, I strongly suggest you write on notebook paper, cut out and glue down. That's my suggestion. If you think you can write it neat enough and keep the lines going fairly straight and not crooked, then you can write directly on the card. I probably wouldn't choose to do that. I would probably write and then cut out, okay? So this is your project. I don't need them this Friday, but I will need them by the next Friday. So you have 2 weeks to work on this. There's no need to rush. I hope you'll have fun blessing Sydney with writing her, making her a card for her graduation from Redeemer Classical Academy. I'll be in touch in case you have questions. Later, taters.